Hi, welcome to Sisters. It's all rehearsed now.
Right.
Welcome to Sisters with Opinions. For those who don't know us and just joining in, I know y'all heard it already because I'm live over here. But we have a gift, and our gift is to help and heal somebody. God worked through people because he can't be, well, he's everywhere, but he can't get to everybody because I take up all the time in line. But we help people.
Everybody do.
Oh, I really be showing out for real. I'd be like, God, you wait a minute. But we help people through healthy conversations. You know, people get in these relationships or whatever. Everybody in something. I don't care if you married, you single, you a sad person. We don't judge nobody. But you in something or been in something. And your experience can help somebody. Somebody laying on that good couch right now like, ooh, she went through that. Yep, I went through it, and I'm going to share it. Mm-hmm. And we have a special. I want you to talk about the special guest, like I said. Put emphasis
very
on.
special guest.
Yeah, we got a special guest tonight. I mean, I'm big on entrepreneurs, and when you know your gift and you step out on faith, like God wants us to, instead of getting up like me every day talking about, I got to ask, can I take lunch or take off? But he did what he felt that he needed to do. And he is the founder and distributor, and I hope I ain't tear it up again. And he's the CEO of his own brand. He has a wine brand. Is it called wine brand or wine label? Okay, wine brand and bourbon. And like I said before, I wasn't a drinker. I never used to drink. And during COVID, this one, you know, let's just have some wine. We can't do nothing else. And I became really like an advocate about wine. And I'm going to ask him a whole lot of questions, but I want to introduce him. We want to welcome, and I'm going to be Creole tonight because I'm going to pronounce his last name like it's supposed to be pronounced.
Pronounce the name.
John Joubert, right? Did I get it?
Yeah, we'll take that. Yes,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Tell me one more time.
Joubert.
Joubert. Y'all heard that?
Yes.
We're going to introduce him. He's going to tell us about his business, how he got started, and what made him get into the world of spirits. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okay, tell us a little bit about yourself and what made you get interested in doing what you do.
All right. Spirits. Well, my name is John Joubert, born and raised here in Detroit, Southwest Detroit to be specifically 48217. 4th Street, Schaefer.
Okay.
And I had to be specific.
Absolutely.
You know. So yeah, I'm a child of Detroit. Left here, played basketball. Went to Grambling State University. Shout out to my grand fam, you know, out there. Graduated from there. Came back home. You know, started a career job. Been working my career job for going on. Put it like this: I'll be retiring in January of 2027.
Ooh, yes.
So
that's awesome.
Been a blessing. Yes. And so along the way, I end up getting into the entertainment industry. And technically I am still in the entertainment industry. And so being in that, I understood how entertainment and spirits and wine go together.
Yes, they do.
From a branding, from a marketing, from a promotion aspect. So I was like, you know what? I always wanted to get in on that side. And so, you know, procrastinating like a lot of us do. Procrastinate.
Absolutely.
But COVID. During COVID, my mom passed during COVID.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
And so that inspired me to want to do something special to honor my mother's legacy. And so, but we didn't get started, you know, quite then. Still, you know, a little procrastination still. But I would say around 2022 is when I decided to jump into the industry, and I first started with creating our own wine brand. And the reason why I did wine is because wine is an easier entry point to get into the industry, because wine and spirits are completely different, especially when it comes to compliances and laws and regulations. So started off with doing the wine first, and then from there, you know, scaled up to getting our spirit brand going.
Nice. Because Dean and I always talked about it, like we wanted to get into the wine. We wanted to create our own wine brand. And that wine's serious. No, seriously. It is. It's serious. So I do have a question.
Yes.
and I don't know, maybe I just does wine glasses really matter? Like, no, seriously. I always think like it still tastes the same. I don't care if I put it in my coffee mug. It tastes the same. It make me feel the same. Doesn't matter.
Well, so wine is going to make you feel like it's going to make you feel, right?
Okay.
But wine glasses are different. It does do something different to the wine because particular wine glasses, the way they're designed is you have a lot of wine glasses that at the bottom they're bigger than the top. Yeah, and that's because of the oxygen. When the oxygen goes into the glass and it hits the wine, it sort of opens it up.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. But, so there is a difference than drinking wine in a wine glass and in a coffee mug.
Yeah, because I used to watch Scandal, and I was like, if I drink wine, I have to have those glasses with the long stem.
Yeah.
And then I put myself on punishment because I kept breaking them. So I got one left. So I'm like, I'm just going to just use my coffee mug or something.
So let me ask you about the glasses. There is a glass for the red wine, and there's a glass for the white, right?
Yes, it is. You have separate glasses that do different things for the wines, but for the most part, it's about the oxygen that gets into the glass. And also, the reason why you have wine stems that are like slim is because, when you get your wine, you're supposed to circle it a little bit. So, again, that will open it up so you can really smell, all the notes.
Test that out.
So,
yeah, I'm gonna test that out later. You had a question before the bourbon. So now I would say this. I used to be like, I love bourbon. I don't know why. Teach them, John. They had plastic cups last week. The plastic cups. But bourbon, I was a big, for real, like, they'll look at me like, ugh, what's making you drink bourbon? Tell us what made you get into bourbon. And
so, again, I always wanted to get into the spirit industry. And, with wine being an easier entry point, it was just like to be able to get in, understand, the laws and regulations and, how each state compliances work because each state has different compliances. So it's like 50 different countries.
Okay.
Right. And so, just to get in and understand and learn before I was scaled up to the whiskey, to the spirit. But I have been a bourbon drinker. I drunk some other things as well as we did in our culture.
Right.
Some popular spirits, some libations that we all used to indulge in back in the day. I know I did. I'm not going to speak for, but as I got older, I started to develop appreciation for whiskey, in particular bourbon.
He said appreciation. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I don't know if you ever heard of Basil Hayden.
Yes.
What?
That's all I'm going to do. That's a good bourbon to me. That's really, okay. But we got to try yours.
Yes.
Yep, and the wine, don't we, Janine?
Absolutely.
So dry wine versus sweet wine. We dry wine.
Dry.
We real dry.
So let me ask y'all a question.
Okay.
What the dry about it? What is it that you prefer, dry over sweet?
It make me feel sexy. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh,
I swear. I'm just being honest. I'm being honest.
Really?
Yeah, because when I first started drinking wine, I was on a sweet, but I don't eat sweets. I've never been a sweet nothing.
Okay.
But she kept saying, you gotta try Pinot Grigio. But I don't like it. I just didn't. But then I was like, wait a minute. It made my legs feel, everything feels safe. I used to tell her, didn't I? Used to call you, and I used to be like, when you drinking, what I used to say. I used to be like, I don't know what it's doing to my legs, but as soon as I drink, my legs, they sexy. I'm about to do. And she used to be like, girl, go on somewhere. I used to be like, no. That's how I know that my leg, it do something. I don't know, the drink. That's what it do for me.
That's what she is.
I'm real sexy when I drink.
It make you sexy.
You know it do. I'd be like, ooh, I would tell her it's doing it now. My legs is doing whatever.
So what about the sweet? What?
I can't do the sweet. Just used to do something like I don't know. Like I don't know. It didn't do.
Yeah, I don't even know what to drink sweet wine with to make it taste.
Taste.
Yeah,
Really?
you know, I don't. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can do sweet wine with any type of dessert, sweet dessert.
That's
See, that's
the
a lot to
acidity
me.
in it, like it balances itself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have to. Okay.
And then with the red, because red wines are dry.
Yeah,
for
I
the
like
most
the
part.
red. Yeah,
But
I like dry,
let me tell you the
dry
reason
red.
why they're dry.
Come on, let's
Yeah.
So in the fermentation process, so you have a white wine, you have a red wine, right? So when they're fermenting white wines, what happens is they press all of the juice out
Okay.
first, and then they add yeast to it to ferment, right?
That's where you get
That's for the
weight.
white, right? But for the red, they leave the skin intact. And so they add yeast to the red grapes with the skin intact and press it all together. So the dryness of what you like is called tannins, and that's the skin of a red grape.
Oh wow.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like the
And that's the
Tennessee,
reason why
it's the education.
red wine is the color that it is. Because
of
if you would press the juice out, it would be white.
Yeah, maybe isn't that something? See, you
Yeah.
see what I mean? It's the
So maybe that helped you out a little bit with
Yeah.
the dryness. You know. Yeah.
that we like.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's good stuff.
I might have to try it. I mean, I don't like. I just
Because we used to drink Merlot, so
the sweet on top of sweet. I just
stay
can't.
nice.
I just think it's a lot.
Oh, I don't know what that
Oh, I
was.
don't, that was on here.
Oh, okay.
You're live. So yeah, I don't know if I'll try it though. Yeah, a sweet with like a dessert like you said,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. So, how did you determine the names of the wine and the bourbon that you came up with?
Okay. So let's start with the wine.
Okay.
So with the wine brand, the name of the wine brand is called Phyllis.
Okay.
And Phyllis was named after my mother.
Oh, okay.
So that is, why I decided
nice.
to, carry on, her legacy. So we have 2 wines under Phyllis. So
Okay.
one is a red blend. The name of my red blend is called Etta Red.
Okay.
And Etta was named after my grandmother.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
And then our other wine under Phyllis, the Phyllis brand is a rosé.
Okay.
And it's called Janet. And
Is
that's
that
named after,
bubbly?
no, it's
Okay.
not bubbly. No.
Okay.
And so the Janet is named after my daughter.
Oh,
nice.
that's wonderful.
Yes.
So everything is relatable to
Yes,
the
yes,
women in your
absolutely.
life.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And so, and that's our tagline of Iconic Spirits.
Okay.
Is literally inspired by family and legacy, and we really mean that.
That's awesome.
And so, getting
It
to
is.
the name of our bourbon.
Okay.
So, under our bourbon brand, we have our Black Eat 1912 bourbon, and we have our Black Eat 1912 semi-sweet Moscato.
Okay.
Okay. And so, the name of Black Eden was the nickname of a historical Black resort community based
Okay.
here in Michigan called Idlewild.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Mark been trying to get us to.
Yes, and so Idlewild is about
visit.
2.5 hours
Okay.
northwest from here.
Okay.
It was established in 1912, and of course during that time, Black folks weren't allowed to go to white resorts just to see our own people perform and entertain. So we created our own heaven on earth.
Absolutely.
And so during the Chitlin circuit, during the 50s, 60s, 70s, it became the go-to place for all of your Black entertainers. So I'm talking about from Dizzy Gillespie to Cab Calloway, James Brown, Etta James, Sarah Vaughan, Billie Holiday, B.B. King, and young Aretha Franklin. So it became the go-to place for them. One, because it was Black-owned.
Okay.
You had over 300 Black-owned businesses. And also because they felt safe. Felt
Yeah.
it was a place where they really truly can, relax and enjoy
Enjoy.
the beauty of it being, amongst their people. And so our connection to Idlewild is that we have a family lake house there
Okay.
as well. And so when we decided to create the brand, we wanted to name it after something that represented Black excellence
Okay.
and also pay
I
homage
played the
to
perfect
that
song
history.
for you. Did you?
Yeah, I love it. Yes. Yes.
I
yeah,
did.
Yeah.
Look at God
Yeah.
working. That's the name of the song.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, I was
Wow.
feeling it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah. So that's how we came up with the name.
Education.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that.
Me too. That's
Good
awesome.
stuff.
What's your I'm sorry. What's your favorite way to enjoy your bourbon? Neat, on the rocks, or in a cocktail?
Neat.
Neat.
Yes,
me.
neat.
That's me.
neat.
You know, I always like mine.
Yeah, I always like, girl, you gotta put some ice on that.
Yeah.
That'd be me.
Yeah, I like to enjoy neat. I like to be able to taste, everything.
Me too.
And take my time and sip it and just enjoy wherever I'm at.
Okay.
So do you like it chilled though, or just like pour it right out the
No,
bottle?
I pour it right out the bottle.
No,
Okay.
neat.
Yes,
No,
neat.
nothing.
Okay, just neat
for
is
real.
neat.
Yeah.
Okay.
No ice,
Yeah.
nothing.
No, nothing to it.
Yeah, and that's just how the way I prefer
Yeah.
to drink it. Other people like, they might put an ice cube in there, a big spear cube in there,
Yeah.
or enjoy it in a mixed cocktail. But for me, neat.
It's me too.
All right, neat.
So what about like wine tasting? Do you all ever have any?
Yes,
do
we do a
events?
lot of wine tasting.
do
So
you?
for the most part, our wine tastings take place in stores that our product is in.
Okay.
So we do a lot
awesome.
of wine tastings there, and then also if there's any events that's coming to the city, we always participate in those.
Okay.
So
gotta get
like we
on
participated. It was one recently here, the Detroit Uncorked Wine Festival,
Okay.
down at the Science Center,
there. Okay.
and so we were down there pouring wine and had a
Should have
great
been there.
I know.
had a
right?
great response.
That's
so
good.
yeah,
That was good.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got on the I enrolled in the website so I can be up on the
Did you
events.
enroll
Okay.
me?
No, I'm sorry. That's
I
us.
always
See,
roll
No,
with
that's
But-
us. But I mean, it
Yeah,
just
we
kind
just-
of
it's you,
alerts
then
you.
it's you
Yeah,
already,
right,
right?
yeah.
If she did
Yeah.
it, then you did,
Yeah.
right?
See?
Right. But you
Absolutely.
want your own.
my own enrollment.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
He's selfish like
Independent.
that, yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Absolutely.
Cut it out. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No,
'cause
I'm good.
All of those are for him.
Don't
She got 20 questions over here. He's not gonna be here all night, dude. Part 2.
stop.
We'll bring him
messing in
back.
my business.
Why you doing- Okay.
Oh Jesus.
All right. Okay. So I'm gonna get a different topic. This is off the record. Let's help and heal somebody.
Yes.
If your significant other have a flirty friend, always trying to flirt with you, low key, how would you handle that situation?
Well, I'm gonna tell my significant other.
Or you would tell? Okay.
Yeah, I'm telling him.
Okay.
I'm like, yo, look, your girl. I don't know what's what, but I think you need to have a
She
conversation.
had some
with her.
bourbon tonight. Yep.
Yeah, she might have to watch her wine intake.
Exactly.
She likes the dry wine, so we have to make
And
sure.
your legs is feeling sexy. You got
Right. Yeah.
gotta get it
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I would.
Yeah,
No, I
do it
wouldn't beat
better.
around the bush or
Yeah.
anything like that.
or
I'm
pull
straightforward.
friend to the side.
Yeah.
You go straight to your wife.
Yeah, I'm
That's
just going
good.
straight
So
and
married people,
let her handle that.
absolutely. You
Yeah.
go to your significant
Yeah,
other.
and I
That-
think the partner should handle that,
absolutely,
not the husband.
or the wife, because it could be either way.
Because you never know, like,
Yeah.
what other things can happen from that.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
that
that's true.
person could lie. That person
That's
can,
true.
like, let's say you don't tell your wife or husband, right?
Right.
And then you're like talking to them, like, hey, look, you can't be doing this, or why are you doing this? You never know how that person can flip that.
Flip
That's
it.
so
Abs-
true.
Yeah,
And
I didn't even think of
and
that.
tell
That's
your
true.
spouse before you do, and now you're
Exactly.
looking shady.
Right.
You know?
Because why you didn't mention
Yeah,
it?
why you didn't mention?
said
That's the
it?
first thing. That's
Right,
the first
exactly.
question
That's
you're gonna
that's
have.
true.
Yeah.
'Cause that's the first question I would ask if that was my situation with my wife. It's
Right.
like,
Right.
why you ain't say nothing?
Right.
So
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Married
so
people.
true.
Go to your
Those are
spouse
married
first.
people.
No, seriously.
Or
'cause they
even
need
not
to know.
married, in a
just
serious
intimate
relationship. Yeah,
Go
both.
to your person.
Absolutely.
Not pull the friend aside.
Don't keep looking at.
Go ahead.
Take
Because
care.
I ain't had that many. I only had 5.
It doesn't matter. I'm pulling things out.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Lenise.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Should married couples share bank accounts?
I think that is a to each his own
Okay.
kind of situation based off your own marriage and the relationship y'all have and the the communication between y'all and I can speak for in our situation we share a bank account.
That's awesome.
And then I have my own bank account and she has her own bank account.
Right.
That's how I
So
feel.
we sort of roll
What
like
works
that
for the couple.
yeah, so whatever worked for the couple.
Yep.
What do you think about the? It's all everybody. Like, this 50-50, 100-100. This relationship or marriages. Everybody is like, they don't. I mean, it should it be 50-50 or should it just be?
I think
I think each person should put 100 in it.
I think it should be whatever make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
So it
different
don't matter
place.
if it's 85, 15, 90, 10. Because look, it might be 75-25 my way this month. Next month, it might have to be 60-40
Exactly.
you.
Yeah.
You know, so
Right,
whatever work
Yeah.
to keep our household or our situation
Absolutely.
moving. So
That's so true.
yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
I do
Yeah.
too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because don't come to that table and think, because I might have to buy some spirits one month and a little short $10.
A little short, yeah.
$10. You need you to pull the other.
Need to put the other 10.
Yeah,
Okay.
seriously.
Right.
Exactly. You
For my legs to be sexy, I had to get some wine. So now I need you to help. on that light bill.
Right.
So it's a team, in other words.
Well, you got to inform, that, man, I'm going to spend this money on the spirits.
That's a good
You know, I mean,
question,
it depends
too.
on how the accounts are set up.
Yeah, I think
You know what I'm
it's how
saying?
yeah.
Where you pulling it from?
relationship.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. All right, that's good stuff. All right, so do you think, let me see how I want to phrase this. Do you think people have more than one soulmate?
No.
You don't? You think it's just
No.
one?
'Cause,
Okay.
you have one soul.
Okay. All right. I like
don't
that.
have-
He meant that. He moved in with it. You got one soul.
You don't have several souls. You
Yeah.
have
That's
you
a
have
good
one
point.
soul. So I think for those who say, I have, several soulmates, I think they really just fronting and not being honest. And I think that's one thing in our culture that we sort of beat around the bush too much and we're not honest with each other.
That's true.
And I think we're more honest with each other and, put your cards on the table, then,
Yeah.
relationships will probably work out
Yeah.
more than what they are now. But
Right.
to have to say you got several soulmates, no, it just sounds like you
Because some
just...
people, I have heard people say like their children are their soulmates too. But I don't know.
Well,
I mean, I have heard that.
Yeah, well, then I guess it comes down to the definition of...
What do you think a soulmate
Right,
means?
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right.
But you made it. No, I think it's what you said. You got one soul, so
Yeah.
that's good stuff. See, I be up in the hill in my own self. I thought my daughter, I thought she was my soulmate. You're not. I got one soul. No, I'm just kidding. I got one soul.
It was silly.
No, that's good stuff.
It is good. I didn't
ahead,
think about
Jenny.
it that way.
I'm gonna try to let you go with yours.
Oh, I was still thinking of which one I want to ask. So go
Jenny,
ahead.
you had
I
to think
was.
before you got here.
No, go ahead and go with your questions.
To married people, what advice would you give them about marriage and, how to stay married? Because I don't even think like nowadays people really even date anymore. So
I don't
what
think they take
advice?
it serious.
They don't. I say it all the time. I want that temptation type of dating. Pull a daisy out the ground. Come to my doorstep and ring the doorbell. They don't do none of that stuff no more. So
My advice, I think, would be to definitely be honest with each other, and communication is the key.
everything.
Because no matter what is going on, I think it's very important for you to communicate whatever it is, with your mate.
How bad it
No matter
is.
how bad,
How bad.
how
You gotta
how
repeat
good,
that.
bad, or ugly it is. I think it's important for you to communicate, and I also think that you should be open to change and making adjustments, because a relationship, just like individuals have different maturity levels, and you
That's so
learn
true.
different things,
Yeah.
and so you adjust. And I think
true.
relationships are the same way.
Okay.
You have different periods of when you get more mature, or certain things become more important to you than others. So I think you have to give your mate some grace time to be able to make adjustments, because a relationship is a continuous adjustment with each other.
Feel bad. That's true.
You have to keep doing it. You just can't say
I give up.
I give up, or I'm one particular way and this is all I am and this is what you're going to get. It's like, no, it can't be like that, because that means that you're not growing. You haven't learned anything.
That's true.
And if that's the case, then you might as well be by yourself.
That's true. Good stuff. He dropping some gems tonight.
No,
I
seriously.
can't worry about you leaving the toilet seat up or nothing. None of that. Toothpaste. Work through it.
The
We're
top
gonna
off
work
the
through it. No, I
toothpaste?
wouldn't do that
wouldn't
anyway.
do that.
Because because whoever said what was the right way to leave it up or down?
Right,
Who
right.
made that rule up?
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
why we can't make it for the men and leave it up for him?
exactly.
Supposed to. So
yeah, exactly.
I don't
yeah.
believe in that.
I think it's because it's more convenient
yeah,
for women.
for women.
Yeah. So they
I think
make
it's
the
more of
rules.
a, like you're a little irritable, but not like major. Where I'm,
No,
I
some
gotta-
people
I-
take that toilet seat serious.
yeah, they
Yeah.
probably.
They
I'm
do.
not saying
Women
that they
really
don't.
Take
Yeah,
that
yeah.
serious.
Yeah, that's true.
How do you feel about women that say, I don't need a man?
Ooh, they're lying to themselves.
That's how I agree.
Yeah.
Straight lying
I hate hearing that.
to cover up something that's missing, a hole that needs to be filled, and they can't cover it up. So, you have to just say things like that.
Say things like
Yeah,
that.
but in their heart, they know that
They need a man.
they don't. Nobody wants to be by themselves.
Absolutely.
Right,
Okay,
that's true.
That's first of all, nobody. I don't care how much you say it, how much you can fake and be. I don't need anybody, or I make X amount of dollars,
Yeah.
or I have these material things. At the end of the day, all that stuff means nothing if you lonely,
Absolutely.
and
You can't take it with
no,
you.
you can't take it with you. And that's the truth. Everybody wants to be with somebody.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Period.
For real.
Yeah.
So
That's serious. It's good stuff. I told you I'd be healing myself. No, I don't agree to that. I don't like to hear women say that. I hate that they feel that way.
Yeah, it'd just be unfortunate. That, you know.
God designed us for each other. So
yeah.
You're right.
seriously.
Absolutely.
He did.
Absolutely. Mine's back to the bourbon.
Go ahead. You can talk about the bourbon.
What do you want people to feel when they drink your bourbon?
I want them to feel good. I want them to feel relaxed.
Okay.
I also want them to appreciate what they're taking part in, understanding that they're literally taking a taste of history when they sip our bourbon. Because we are the first and only Black-owned bourbon brand based in the state of Michigan, in the history of the state,
Look at God.
ever.
Congratulations.
That
I love
is-
So I
that.
want them to be able to, embody all of
Mm-hmm.
that. I want them to not only just enjoy it,
Mm-hmm.
but just when they're drinking it, just think about the ancestors. Just think about those who came before us, the reason why we call the bourbon what we're naming it. So I want them just to have that
All
whole
that.
experience.
That's nice. I like that.
I do too.
Awesome.
Real bad. Mm-hmm. Want a shot of it right now.
Now, we gonna get you together.
We gonna get you.
I got you.
You got
I
it.
got you. Yeah.
Seriously. That's good stuff.
I like that.
So do you all do events? Because we have a friend of ours that they host, what is it called? I can't even think of the name of it. But they do it once a month where they specialize in, they might do bourbon. This month we're doing bourbon.
mixology.
Mixology in the D.
Yeah, we're open to any and all type of events, as long as they make sense, to us and in a situation. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have to
Okay,
tell
he
them
would
about
like
you.
that.
Yeah, we will
Because
partner
what
up
it
with
is,
anybody.
they have the event and you go there and the bartenders teach you different drinks.
Yeah.
Like if it's bourbon that month, they're going to teach you how to mix up different drinks with bourbon.
Right.
Or drink it straight, however it is
Yeah.
that night. So I think it's
Yeah.
awesome. It's an awesome idea. We had a good experience.
We did.
going.
It was really nice.
It's fine.
It was real nice.
So
yeah.
what did you learn from that experience?
What to put in actually the amount, the measures.
Yeah.
Because you always just and it's not that.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to really be precise at what amount of mixing a drink so it won't be too sweet.
Right.
It won't be too sour, or that's what I enjoy. Because I love measuring things, so I wanna. I enjoyed that part of it.
I'm like, y'all.
Yeah, she just.
You
I mean,
just
because
pour.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm just pouring. So
Heavy
I'm
hand.
like,
Heavy-
wait,
heavy
I'm like,
hand.
y'all
Heavy
really
hand.
want that?
Don't know how to take your foot off the
No.
brake.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I like that part.
So that's good.
Yeah.
That's good to know. So I probably network them.
Yeah,
with you.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. I had another. It was back to wine. I think
What was it?
like with wine. Like I lost my train of thought with it though. But the wine, it was definitely on that.
How often do you have your tours? The tasting. Like,
We try to do at least once a month.
once a month.
Yeah,
Okay.
we try to at different places. like I said, we do a lot of our wine tastings in stores that we're in.
That's
Right.
what I
And
wonder.
then
That's awesome.
whenever there's an event that's coming to town, we always try to
Trying to do it there.
try to be a part of that. So at least once a month, or once every 2 months. And that's for the bourbon as well, because they have different bourbon events that go on. One of them is a festival. I can't think of the name of the curators of the festival, but they do it in different cities. So we were able to participate in Ypsilanti Bourbon Festival, Royal
They
Oak,
had a bourbon festival.
Royal Oak
me
Bourbon
either.
Festival, Grand Rapids, and Lansing Bourbon
Lansing.
Fest. Yeah,
Do you have any vegan spirits?
I don't have any
No?
vegan
Okay.
spirits.
Just
No,
okay. That's
no.
good to know.
Okay.
Just-
No, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, because
Are you thinking about becoming vegan?
I'm a pescatarian,
Okay,
but I'm trying to move away,
trying to move
kind
away.
of away from seafood altogether. That's like one of my biggest.
Okay.
But I do try to indulge, in a lot of vegan options. It's just questioning
Okay.
vegan wine because we want to not get. Because do you think wine really is a weight factor?
Well,
There's sugar in it, right?
yeah, it is sugar. It is sugar in there. So and people who are, counting their calories, that's something that's very important to them.
Okay.
Now you do have vegan and gluten free wines, so there is a industry for that.
Okay.
So if that's what you're into, then that will work for
That
you.
will work for you.
Yeah.
That's true. That's good stuff. So, what do you think about what's the benefits of an older woman dating a younger guy?
For who?
Huh? I mean, what do you
Just a
think the
general.
benefits? Yeah, just a general question.
General question?
Yeah, because men always
Yeah,
date
yeah.
younger.
Okay, so
we want to know about women.
So, for a younger man to date an older woman, what benefits are for who? For both?
him?
Yeah,
For him?
both,
Okay.
For both.
Well,
For both.
okay. Well, definitely for him, it would probably be financial.
Okay.
Because I think for younger guys dating an older woman, she's probably a little more financially stable,
Okay.
and so they're probably looking to either be taken care of or just benefit however they can, financially, right? And for a woman to date a younger guy, either she felt like she missed her boat early on in the
Jump on.
season.
She had to jump.
You know what I'm saying? So now she's trying to, catch up for lost time, or she may be the type of woman who likes to control men. And she may be, she probably is insecure. And so she probably feel like if she talks to, younger men, she probably feels like she's smarter than them. So she can sort of dictate how the relationship goes.
Okay.
So there's just a couple. Not saying everybody's like that,
Right.
but
No,
The
just a
perspective
couple.
is, I didn't,
So I think that, two advantages. I think that older women dating younger men, older women would be thinking about. Yeah.
What about older men dating younger women? You feel that? Oh, it's dating.
So for older men dating younger women, definitely sexual.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. They need something. They trying to keep that sexual energy,
Okay.
alive. And also, same thing with older men. It could be instead of dealing with someone his own age.
Yeah.
He may be a little insecure as well, and might want to deal with a younger woman because we probably have a few coins, throw around some money and pretty much have his way,
Right.
and not face any type of adversity or talk back or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's true.
So probably
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
comfortable in doing that, but that only lasts for maybe a minute. It's like a fun time.
Okay.
So as a man, you had your fun period where you having fun, you enjoying yourself, and then at some point, it starts. You start to become irritated because again, you're older, she's younger, her perspective is different.
Absolutely.
You know, so sex, you enjoying the physical part only for so long. You know, then it comes a point to where, okay, now mentally, you know, you're like, okay, I need to have some type of mental realization.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so,
Right.
so that only lasts for a little bit, you know. So I guess it could be a fun time for a man.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Because people do it all the time, so you kind of like, what make them do that?
Yeah. But you know, hey, again, in our culture, I can't speak for other people.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
I could, but I won't on this podcast.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. But normally for our culture, think about it. You know, older men always did date younger women.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and it was back in the day. It seemed like it was fine. You know, because we had a lot of like grandmothers who were younger and having children when they were younger.
Absolutely.
Yes, so true.
You know, and it seemed to be okay then.
Right.
You know, but I think it was because of the level of maturity, it was different. It was seen different. But, you know, today, if you have an older man and a younger woman, it's like, okay, what's wrong with him, or why is he dealing with someone like that's that young?
Right.
You know, and then you have all these Me Too movements and all this other extra stuff going on.
Right.
And so, you know, it's different. I can remember in high school, if you were a senior, man, if you were a senior, you would not talk to a freshman girl.
Freshman. Yeah. Right.
You wouldn't,
That's
you know,
so true.
you wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know, now it's like, it don't even matter.
Right.
It's like wide open now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's out of control. Right.
Yeah.
So let me, it is. So let me ask you, if like you were cheated on, would you feel better? I don't know if that's the right way, but would you feel better if the person cheated on you with the opposite sex opposed to the same sex?
Oh man. Well, cheating is cheating, right?
Right.
But I think for a man, if a woman is cheating with another woman, it can go two ways. It's either you feel highly disrespected, or you feel highly disrespected because you ain't include me.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's
You know, so
that's a real
that can
good
go
Yeah.
either way.
Yeah. I just think, like, for me, if a man cheated on me and it's another man, I think I probably question myself, like, okay, hold on.
Yeah, what is it about
I didn't
me?
see this coming. I didn't see this. No
Or
signs.
just, what is it about me that made you want to turn to it? I think I would prefer another woman. I mean, I don't want nobody to cheat on me, of course, but a woman opposed to a man. That'll take me out the game.
Yeah.
That's that would do. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah. That would be heavy.
Yeah.
Saying that would be heavy.
Oh, that would be.
it's
Oh
kinda
my
like-
God.
Yeah.
I'd be traumatized.
I mean, how
like-
could you come back from
Right.
that? You know?
Yeah, like
Really?
Oh my God. Like,
And then you know, you start thinking about all those. You start getting specific, thinking
Yeah,
about
like,
the times.
yes.
Ooh, we did this,
Right.
we did that.
Exactly.
No,
Right.
so he was doing that with.
right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you know.
Yeah.
I'd be
I'm gonna
sick
have a
to the
whole lot of
stomach.
thoughts and a lot of me and God would be having a whole lot of conversations. Like, I can't see that. So, what do you think about? Oh, you
Go
okay.
ahead.
What do you think about like married people and threesomes? You think that's okay?
Well, you know,
okay.
to each their own.
Okay.
You know what float their boat, what make them
Yeah.
happy.
Okay.
You know, there's a whole swingers culture. You know, and people enjoy it, and you know, for whatever reasons that they have.
Yeah.
You know, so if that's something that you're into, you know,
Then
who
you
am I to knock it?
Right.
You know,
That's true.
yeah.
Wow. Is it? I mean, you hear people like it's a thing with some married couples. You
Yeah.
know, like
Right. Yeah.
And I wonder, is it more prevalent now than it was before, or it was
Or they
happening
just-
before and we
And
just
it just
didn't know
wouldn't
about
talk
it?
about it.
Right.
That's what it
Yeah.
was.
Right, because you know with
This
social
is-
media now, you know
yeah,
everybody's
that's
business,
true.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
right?
I mean,
Everybody's business.
doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brushing teeth. It's like,
Yeah,
what?
That's,
Yeah.
That's true.
yeah.
Nothing is
So
private.
maybe it was, happened a lot then, and we
just
just
wasn't
didn't
talking about
we
it.
didn't know about it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
And it's to each his own. How do you feel about love languages? You believe?
Love languages, yeah.
You believe in it?
Yeah.
You have one? What's your love language?
Touch.
Okay.
Yeah. Touch. And it could be just like, I'm the type, like, I like if you brushing my hair, you know, or you can massage my back, shoulders, or, you know, push my nail beds back on my nails. You know, just, you know what I'm saying? Just,
Right.
just,
It's
you know,
small,
just,
yeah.
just a touch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, just a touch. Yeah.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be like anything sexual or anything like
Yeah,
that, but just
physical touch.
that touch. Yeah. I would say that would be my love language.
All right. All of them, man. You didn't ask me, but I don't know. I just
All of them. Do you have one that's more than the other?
No, I need them
No?
all. That's why I don't know. When people talk about love languages and reading the book about it and all of that, I need all to have a relation. I need them all, and I don't know if that's selfish, but yeah, I need. While you physically touching me, and I want you to. I need them all at the
So you all at the same time?
Yep.
Touch me, talk to me.
Yes.
You know,
all
give
of
me
it.
compliments.
Yep. Gifts. All that.
Gifts.
Yep,
all that at the same time.
That's it's starting to sound selfish a
Yeah.
little bit. No.
No, I don't know.
Oh look, I'm working on myself.
You working on yourself?
Yep, I'm
Okay.
working.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know where they came out with this. That's the love language
Yeah.
thing. Because I think you
I think
need
they
it in a
just trying to,
relationship.
I think it's just kind of narrow things down a little bit. Because
Like what really do it for you?
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
basically.
makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's,
I'm
I
working
think
on
that's,
And then you may
I
have
work on it to two, maybe.
to two, maybe,
I need
maybe.
at least two at
Now,
the same
is
time.
it 5? How
I think it's 5.
is
love
it
languages.
5
I think
according
so.
to this
Yeah.
book?
I wanted to
Yeah,
say
according
3,
to
but
the
now you said 5. I'm gonna stick with the 2.
You gonna stick with the
Yeah.
2?
I need at least 2. You 2.
These two.
Yeah.
No.
What's your love language?
Touch is mine.
Oh, is it both
Yeah.
of them?
Touch.
Yeah.
Touch. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
What about like with words?
Where's
the one with words like
affirmation?
affirmation. So I'm a
Right.
little iffy about that one.
You are?
You know why? Because people can like use words like to manipulate you.
Yeah.
And they can just, because they know what you like to
Yeah.
hear. So
So
they
they
can
gonna
just tell
lie,
you what
lie.
you like to hear
Yeah, I
at that
don't-
particular
yeah.
moment. And it
Right.
make you feel good.
Right.
But then
they
they do
sending
the
their
opposite.
representatives.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know,
Yeah.
that one I don't know.
See how I feel about
Yeah.
them love languages? Y'all think they want to sell a book and everybody bought into it. Oh, yeah, nah, just like, yeah.
They just breaking it down
You know,
for you.
look, not to knock anybody out there who
No,
has
yeah, I want
yeah.
you
their
to.
little
Yeah,
affirmations,
affirmation,
you know.
Yep, absolutely.
Whatever
I want
works.
y'all
Yeah,
to
whatever
have
work, but just
In a
you know,
positive way.
in a positive way.
Absolutely.
Right. And
In a
not a
positive
tricky
on
way.
myself.
Right.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I do. It's not really a question. It's just a thought, or no, like a saying that I notice men say all the time, or they'll say at this certain age, like they 50 and older, right, or whatever. Oh, it's time for me to settle down. I'll be like,
No, as soon as they meet you. They
I'm
be like,
like
oh, we
that-
got to get married next week.
I'm 55. I'm 60.
I did everything.
I done did everything.
We
You
just going to
like,
sit here and watch
what?
this movie. We ain't going out of town. No, we going to
Like,
chill.
what is
I
that
work.
about?
Yeah.
Like that's that's wild to me.
You know, I think that may be someone who is at a point in their life where they may be tired of running around. They may be tired of running the streets. You know, they may feel like now I need to become settled, you know, have that one person. Because let me tell you a secret about men, right?
Yeah, drop some gems.
Men, and fellas, I'm sorry, fellas.
That's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
Just come up. We need to know.
Men do things for convenience.
Wow.
Okay. At the end of the day, they do things for convenience. That's why men have certain habits that we do because it's about convenience for us. Now, whether that's good or bad, whatever the situation is, you know, that could dictate it. But for the most part, men do things because of convenience. And so when something is convenient and it works, we stick to it. We stay with it. As soon as something happens where it changed, now we're looking at it differently, you know. And we're very simple.
Y'all always say that.
Men are very,
Okay.
very simple.
Okay.
And so it doesn't take a whole lot of different things,
A whole lot
you
of
know,
love languages.
to move men.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, so
And we think it do.
yeah. And so with women, you know, women talk about all of these different things they want in a man. I want this, I want that, I want that, I want that. You want all these different things. You know, men, we don't need.
God, stop that, because you told him to say that. But go ahead.
We don't need all those things. You know, just a few things that we like. We like to be happy.
Okay.
You know, we want to keep things simple, and we just want things convenient, like just to work.
Okay.
You know, period. That's it.
I think men like to be heard.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
They do.
Yeah. But see, that goes two ways. So normally, right, in a relationship, right. So when it comes to communication, we know women express themselves, right? Don't have a problem with expressing themselves. And expressing their emotions, right? And so a lot of men don't express themselves.
Right.
But it's not that they're not capable of expressing themselves. They can. But it's the woman's job to make a man feel comfortable to be able to express himself. Because if you're not making me feel comfortable, if you're not making me feel like you're being heard, like I'm being heard, or what I'm saying is you're at least, even if we don't agree, you at least acknowledging me. If you're not doing that, then I don't want to talk to you. So then that's when the women, you know, continue to go and go and go. And, you know, it's very easy for a man to just, you know, basically just cut you off emotionally and just be like, okay, I'm good. And now this situation is not convenient anymore. It's not working. You know what I'm saying? I'm not able to express myself how I want to because you're not hearing me. And no matter what I say, you're not going to hear me. So I'm just going to get into this shell and I'm just going to stay there until the storm blow over. And then we're going to get right back to what was convenient. Right. Like nothing happened. You know, so that's what men do. And sometimes, you know, that it's not always the best thing to do. You know, because I always tell men, you know, if you're able to express yourself, you know, to someone, to do it. Because we walk around with just frustration and built up emotions inside of us, and we don't have the opportunity to express them and get them out. You know, we feel better, you know.
Absolutely.
So for the ladies out there,
I'm serious.
If you have a man that doesn't have a problem with expressing himself to you, that's a special quality.
Wow. It's a special quality. Better listen, Janine, and stop talking over the men. Because I think a lot of women, I really believe a lot of women, they don't listen to men. They just don't. We don't listen.
You know why?
Why?
Because women think they're smarter than men. And you know why? It's because women talk a lot. So when women are talking a lot and expressing and going telling anything, and the men are not talking as much as the woman, so women feel like I'm smarter than you because I'm the one saying all these different points. You're not bringing them up. Now you're not even responding to me. No, it's not that I don't understand what you're saying. It's that I know that you're not going to listen to what I got to say. So I just want to hurry up and get this over with so we can get back to regular life.
Simple.
Yeah.
Let's be simple again.
Yeah.
They just get a haircut, D.
Yeah.
That's all they do. They get a haircut and that's it. I'm for real.
You say that's all they do is get a haircut?
Yeah, we do all the extra stuff, I think, right? Seriously. We gotta work on ourselves. No, seriously. I'm big.
So, you know, everybody nees work.
They do.
You know, so
it's a non-ending journey unless you're not here no more.
Right.
That's true.
You're supposed to do that all day, every day. Be better, you know, the best you can be. Like perfect, but you work on yourself all the time.
Yeah.
It's not ending. Okay. You want to drop some marriage advice for like us or the women that's watching?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Just be true to yourself.
Okay.
Know what you want.
Okay. I got a list.
Be whole.
No, I'm just
be in a situation where emotionally you're fine with yourself.
Okay.
Before you step out and trying to get into a relationship.
Absolutely.
Because that will never work. So you got to work on yourself first. So you have to be ready. And then when you're ready, then you'll receive
what you're supposed to have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
That goes the same for men too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The same
we don't
for
want to
men.
leave you guys out.
Yeah. Just be honest. Be honest with yourself.
No, we don't. I mean, it's like no. I mean, seriously, like it's for both of us. You know, because
make sure you heal.
A lot of Sometimes people think the relationship is going to heal, you know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hear what you
And
mean.
you know that term you just used, trauma bond.
You don't like that. I
do
can
not
tell.
like
I can
that.
tell you didn't. I can tell.
That's
that
her
was a
favorite
trigger.
word.
I do not like that trauma. I do not like that word because it seems like people use it as though it's as an excuse, and also like a badge, like we trauma bonded.
Okay.
Like there's nothing
just
good
used it
about
before
trauma
we came
bonding.
in here. And guess what? The person I used it with said, if you met that person because of trauma bond, what trauma did he have? I was like, I got to get out our guests here. Our guests here. Yeah, because that was a good point. Like, here I am using it, saying it was because of trauma bond, but we're really trauma. Yeah, so I get it.
Right.
Yeah, there's nothing good about trauma.
Okay.
It sure isn't.
Not at all.
Yeah, and to bond with a person, a bond is when you putting things together to stick at a particular moment.
Right.
And so trauma plus trauma equals what?
Disaster.
More trauma.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, more trauma.
In the emergency room at that point.
Yeah,
Really?
exactly.
Seriously.
Exactly.
It's that bad. It's that bad.
Yeah, yeah. What's worse than having one trauma? Two.
Yeah. Two.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's so true.
See, it's somebody on that good couch that was thinking like me, hollering, "It's a trauma bond."
That's your favorite word.
Yeah, because I felt like that's what it was. But today, God cleared it up. He did. It was like, I ain't gonna keep telling you that it's because of trauma bond.
Keep saying that.
If I say that tonight on live, y'all better get me. I'm learning tonight. He dropping some good gems. Women, we got to do better with these men, right?
Let's close out with all your
all your handles.
your handles and your
How people can find you.
Yeah.
Where they can purchase your spirits. Your
Yeah.
wine.
So you can find us. Our website is iconicspirits.biz, and that's iconic with a K.
I was just about to tell him that because I was
we
like
special.
trying to tag you today, and I was like,
Yeah. Yeah, so that's our website. You know, you can go to our website and see who we are, learn the history of who we are. Our different stores where you can, purchase our products.
Okay.
Also, you can go to our social media. So on Instagram, we are Iconic Spirits. Just type in Iconic Spirits. Also, Black Eating 1912.
Okay.
So you can find us there and, be able to see where we at, different events we have going on.
Okay. And sign up like I did.
Yep.
I'm
Sign up,
but
subscribe.
She didn't sign me up.
us
Yeah.
Oh, you did both? Oh, I'm all set.
Yeah.
We'll be-
Didn't he just tell you?
Oh, yeah, we'll be
when I signed up,
there.
You signed up already.
And then when he come back on the show, we're going to do a wine tasting and bourbon tasting. Can
Yes.
I call it that?
Yes, yes.
Okay, we're going to do
And just to make another announcement, coming very, very soon,
Okay.
we'll be able to sell our bourbon online.
Okay.
Oh,
So
that
we'll
is
be able
awesome.
to,
That's
we'll be able to
awesome.
ship it.
Congratulations.
Ship it.
Yep.
Oh,
Y'all hear that?
that's
So,
big.
Yeah.
It
So we're going to
is.
be taking online
Congratulations.
pre-sales
That's nice.
very soon.
Yes.
So
Yes.
yeah, we're happy for that, and that
Okay.
gives us the opportunity to be in like several markets. Where it might not be in that market in the
Absolutely.
stores
Yep.
yet, but you still can support us and still be able to order.
Absolutely.
So-
Look at
From
that.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
We want to thank
I
you
love
so
that.
much. We
Thank you.
appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all.
We had a
Yes.
good time talking to you, and the education was everything.
Yes, it was.
For real.
Thank you.
I
I
learned
appreciate
something
it.
about
I'm going to
red
make me
wine
some wine
today.
glasses.
Yes.
Take myself off punishment. Stop drinking off my cups. I drink off cups.
Okay, wait. I got one last one.
Okay,
Yes.
come on.
With the white, is it wider? You know what I mean? Like wide from the bottom to the top, and then the red is like skinny than wide, right?
You have different sizes, different types, but for the most part, what you're describing is true.
It's true.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes. And then based off the design,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But again, thank you. I appreciate
no,
it.
we
Thanks for
appreciate
having me. I had a good
you.
time. And so
Appreciate
we
it.
already got to do part 2. So.
We do. No,
Oh,
seriously.
yes, please,
We're
please
gonna
do.
do it.
Yes.
All right. Thank you all for joining in. I hope you learned something. Get them good wine glasses, bourbon glasses.
Get ready.
Yep. And enjoy. We'll see them next
Next
time.
time.